Atanu Das is one of the world's leading archers. With help from fellow Olympian Lolo Jones, we're going to push him to the limit in our series of tests to find out what makes him so suited to archery.
Surprised you can do that. Hi, I'm Lolo Jones, and welcome to Anatomy of an Archer. Joining me at the UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas is Indian star Atanu Das. Are you ready for this?
Yes, let's do this.
In Olympic archery, you need strength, stamina, and unnerving accuracy. Competitors pull back on the bow with 30 kilograms of force and fire at the target, which is 70 meters away. At the Olympic Games Rio 2016, Atanu made it to the last 16, and since then, he's won silver at the World Championships.
For an archer, they have to be very strong and stable, as well as we have to be very relaxed and calm here and here, so that we can shoot the bullseye again and again.
We've brought Atanu to a world-leading sports science facility to see how he fares under the microscope. Atanu has perfect vision, but what else is it about his anatomy that gives him the edge in competition? Time to find out.
First step, we're gonna look at Atanu's body composition with the DEXA scan.
So this is going to measure your body composition. We're going to understand how much muscle mass you've got, how much fat mass is in your body. It's a gold standard assessment of where you're at physically. Nearly there. Okay, Atanu, let's have a look at the data. So when we look at your total body fat percentage, it's right around 34%, so a little bit higher than some of those other high metabolic sports, you know, the sprinters like Lolo, these lean athletes, strength power type sports. One of the really unique things that we found about the data today is we found a pound more lean muscle in his right arm versus his left arm. And it certainly shows the strength work that he has to do with that 30 kilos of pressure every time he pulls back the bowstring has really influenced what we call muscle hypertrophy, or the growth of the muscle in his right arm versus his left arm. So really good insight into how sports can create specific changes in athletes based on the needs of their sport.
In this next test, we'll assess leg strength with a counter movement jump.
In archery, leg strength is a key factor in success. The lower body provides the stable base from which to shoot, and if it's not strong and sturdy, then you won't be accurate.
We're going to use these force plates in the ground. We're going to be measuring how high you can jump and how much force you produce. So it's going to be a good one to see how physical you can be.
Sure you don't want to take that gold ring off? It might weigh you down.
Okay, yeah.
It's like it will
the
weigh.
matching one right over here around your neck, right?
I'm not about to do a jump test. Look, gold is heavy.
Okay, step onto the platform. Nice and still. Here we go, high as you can. In 3, 2, 1, go. Up.
Nice.
Good. He performed really well, actually. He jumped 43 centimeters, which is really competitive as a physical expression of athleticism when we compare him to something like a skateboarder or a diver or some of these other sports that might present more explosive power in the lower body. So he did a really good job today. I was really impressed with his results.
In archery, upper body strength is really important. So let's see how he performs in this test.
Archery utilizes all the muscles in the upper body, and the prone row test is designed to see how well these areas of Atanu's anatomy are functioning.
We're going to see how many repetitions of this bench pull you can perform. So it's an interesting test as an archer. You know, your bow is about 30 kilos of force, and you do that up to 400 times a day, which is amazing. So let's see if we can get that same physicality in this test. Okay, Atanu, whenever you're ready, off you go. So the prone row is an assessment of strength endurance. What we do is we lay Atanu down on the bench and we take 50% of his own personal body weight, and then he has to perform repetitions for endurance for as long as he can. Good job, Atanu. Keep going.
Killing it. Way to push.
13, we'll give you that one. One more, let's go.
Come on, everything you you got? Nice!
14. Good, all right. Good job. Well done, my friend.
You wanna give me a high five? Or your arms are too sore? I'm surprised you can do that.
I was thought before doing maybe I will do 5 or 6 reps, but when I started doing, then I see, yes, I can do one more, then one more, then one more.
Okay, Atanu, good job. Pretty challenging test at the end there. So, listen, you hit 14 repetitions, which is a really solid number, okay? If we look at some of these other Olympic sports like sprint kayakers who are pulling for, 2,000 meters, they can potentially do that up to kind of 30, 40 times. So, big difference between what an archer does.
Atanu, let's take a break from testing. So tell us, growing up, did you watch the Olympics on TV? And if you did, what was your favorite memory from watching the Olympics?
Watching Olympics, my favorite view was Usain Bolt. It's all-time favorite, and
All-time favorite?
yes.
I was in the same games with him.
Yeah, and
Not me, him?
I'm sorry, but Bolt,
Oh, so you only like people who win medals, huh?
not like that. And I'm trying to win the medals too.
Oh, cool. Are you ready for more testing?
Yes, sure.
This final test will examine the fitness and stamina levels of Atanu. Will we be surprised? Let's find out.
For athletes, the ability to take in the maximum amount of oxygen through the lungs and then have it delivered by the heart to where it is needed most is vital to peak performance.
What we're going to do is measure your aerobic capacity. So we're going to use this treadmill test. We're progressively going to get faster and faster, see how long you can go. And we're going to be measuring the gas that you breathe in and out. And that's going to give us a real understanding of your cardiovascular fitness. Obviously, being an archer, the competition is quite long. It lasts all day, correct?
Yes.
So your ability to work for sustained periods of time is going to be really interesting to find out.
Sure. Let's do this.
All right. I feel okay?
Yes.
Good, 10 seconds, going a little bit faster again.
Nice.
There we go, Tanu. All right, let's try and stick this out for a minute.
Good job.
Good work, keep it going. All right.
Done.
Nice and steady.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job. Some really exciting and interesting information that shows us what the physiology of an archer looks like. So, the key number that we always ask for this test is what is your maximal aerobic capability? And your score for today was 41 millimeters per kilogram of muscle mass per minute. Now, if we look at Olympic marathon runners, they tend to be up in the 60s, 70s. If we're a weightlifter, that might be down in the 30s. They do something one time and then they have to sit down for a period of time. You're back and forth to the target. So, that's a good score. It can be improved. But again, I think it's a reflection of where your sport requires your physiology to be. Really good score.
All right.
He really impressed me today with some of his athleticism, which you might not necessarily associate with an archer.
The fact that he had such ability to jump and jump with some of the best athletes was pretty incredible because his job is all about stabilization, keeping still, eyes on the target. And so it was really cool to see how his sport helped him with that.
He had good levels of power and expression of power in his lower body, and he could transfer that strength into some of the upper body work that we demonstrated, which is super impressive.
I am Atanu Das. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later.